Hello, good day to you. It is Andy and another Mobirise video. This time looking at some advanced sections. And the section we're going to look at is some programming in the editing part of the codes. So this will be the HTML and mainly in the CSS section. So here's my website that you'll remember. This is Wright Travel. What we're going to try and look at is this shading, which I thought was quite nice, and I've done it on the top and also I've done it on the bottom. Now you might think that this would be quite difficult to achieve. Well, you would be wrong. What we're going to play with is my test account, so my demo. Let's go into the demo and we'll have a look at that. Now we've got our menu bar, which currently is transparent. So we're going to set that to not transparent. Now hopefully what will happen is it will update the other pages. Although we did have that bug, didn't we? We had a bug in the program that doesn't make it update on the other pages. So let's have a look and see what happens. So on here, so this is no, it hasn't updated on here. So this is actually the menu bar here. So the menu bar here hasn't updated, even though we've told it to. So we have to force it to do it and save. So it should actually update on all of the pages, because you update one page and it's actually a universal header. But as we know from the previous video, that there is a bug in the Mobirise, which doesn't mean that it doesn't update. So right, having done that, what we're going to have a look at is the code. What we'll find is that the nav bar here is actually the menu BG colour. The background of the nav bar. There's no transition, and it's a minimum height of 77. The nav bar drop down, when it's open, there's a drop down, then it will be the same as the menu background colour. And of course the various navigation items, these are, all of these information is required. Nav bar logo. Now hopefully what we need to do is just change the one item, which is here, the background menu colour. Now that was in the CSS code, so what we need to look at is what do we need to type in. So the best place I've come across is actually a website, w3schools.com. And you can learn a lot here, because it's got HTML, CSS. It's actually got the Bootstrap as well, so you can learn Bootstrap 3 and 4, and of course Mobirise uses both of those. Mainly this my demo site is on B4, so Bootstrap 4. It's obviously the newest version. New components, faster style sheet, and it's more responsive. And you can learn a hell of a lot by just going through all of these items on the list here. There is a navbar one, which is a basic navbar. Can extend or collapse. It's a navbar class of code. So when you define that, you define the class navbar nav or navbar, and what you end up with very simple code to create a very simple navbar. You can have a vertical navbar, so down the side of the screen. Centered navbar, colored navbar. So we're looking at defining various aspects. So BG dark, BG primary, and active and disabled of the navbar items, which obviously makes them unclickable. So you could have set up a menu bar with disabled items until you perhaps do something, or you register, or you pay for it. So then it opens up maybe a members area that you can unhighlight. What we're going to have a look at over here, we need to find it. It's here we are, down here, functions. This is what we're looking for. So functions, this is a function we need to have. These are predefined that you can use in your code. It allows you to change something very simple way. And what we're looking for is this one here, linear gradient. As a background image, what we're looking at is just the background. So the code, it works on all the browsers. This tells you which versions of the browsers it will actually work in. Definition of how you use it. So it needs a direction or an angle. So that's obviously 360 degrees. Any one that you want, so 90 or 180 or whatever you want to do. You can also define a direction. So you could say to the right, as in this example here. So to the right, start color, end color. It starts red and goes into blue. Now these are all using the background image, but we're actually going to be using on our CSS code and there's a very interesting one there, which is a transparency. So RGBA, and then the numbers are 0 to 255, and there are 4 of them. So define the 3 RGB, so red, green, blue, and then the code defining the transparency. Right, so what we're going to have a look at then is the actual code on my demo. So let's have a look at that. Let's go into the code block. We click on the edit code, and in here, so we're going to use menu color as an option because we need to keep the variable. So what we're going to do is put in our code. There's the menu BG color, which is the one that you define from the options menu. To remove this, we put in 2 slashes, which means that when it runs, it will actually not run that command, but it will actually then, when you save it, it will remove that line as well. It's just there for reference. So what we're going to do, I think we're going to change this to the bottom right, just as an example. But you can have any direction or any code. So the first colour is the one that we've chosen, and the second colour is white. Obviously you could put any colour in there. name of a colour. You can put in the hashtag code, I don't know, FF6600 if you want. I don't know what colour that is, but you could look it up using the colour picker. So the colour picker, let me save that. The colour picker, as you know, is in here. So the background colour, BG colour, so the colour picker is this thing here. So that code there is 333333. So you can select it, make it any colour you like, and then obviously use that hashtag. There is our linear gradient, and you can see it looks quite nice. It looks quite snazzy actually. Quite pleased with that. Now hopefully, fingers crossed, it's changed on here as well. There you go. So it's actually changed on all of the nav bars, although it doesn't really like it when you change the transparency. So it is a little bit of a bug going on in Mobirise. Hopefully they'll fix that very soon. Coding, what we've done there, the code, and as you can see, it's removed the double slash previous line that I remmed out. And it's removed it for me, so I haven't got to worry about that. So we've done that with basically one line of code, linear gradient, and obviously looking at all of these, there are many different functions that you can use. So the fun part is a little bit of programming. Now, if you have if you are worried about making a mistake, there is a bit of a safety thing going on. So we'll show you that. Let's say we have no bracket there, right? So let's remove the bracket. So it's clearly a syntax error. When we try and save it, it will tell you that there's possibly a missing bracket. So what you need to do then is actually come in here and put in the bracket, and of course then when you save it, it will be okay. What have I done now? Should be that, right? Save that. Oh, there we go. Right, so there's no space between linear gradient and the bracket. See, another syntax error. But yeah, you pick it up as you go along and you learn on the job. You can't really do a lot wrong. I wonder if I change this word. Let's put in hello, shall we, and see what happens. Whether it will pick up that. No, it doesn't. It will accept the word hello as a colour, but obviously the function doesn't work because hello is not a colour. So we end up with it not doing the actual job. Well, I hope you enjoyed that quick look at some programming, and of course it does come under the option of advanced, I think, as far as programming is concerned. There's lots of things you can do that are very simple. I discovered that one and I love it. So, and it's easy to do. Anyway, have a good day and bye for now.